Hi, I'm Dale Whistler, and you're watching Hi, I'm Dale Whistler, and you're watching AustinArtist.com.
You got your friends there? I don't like making friends. That came up after years and years of being funny. I didn't start off to be a comedian. I was in the military for a long time, and I was always the funny guy there, funny guy in high school. And then I used to watch a lot of stand-up. Yeah, back when Rosie O'Donnell was on there, and it just came up to where there was a comedy club here, and I got on stage, and people started laughing. I was like, hey, I kind of like this. So I continued to come back, and then people started recognizing it. Like, hey, you're pretty funny. You want to hit the road? And I was like, hit the road? And they sent me to different places. And I told jokes, and everybody continued to laugh. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And my wife actually told me to, a lot of comics don't get this. She told me to quit my job and see what happens. Yeah, it was one of those where I was like, for 2 weeks I didn't do it. I said, nah, that's crazy. And I finally just went and was like, all right, I'm leaving. And took off. Just started doing it, never thought about going back. If it was anybody, it would have to be my father. If I could make my father laugh, then I was doing good. He was a military police officer, so he was, straightforward. But if I can get him to giggling, then I would just continue on, and it's been that way ever since. He comes to my shows, and you could hear him just over everybody. And I know, I was like, all right, there's Dad, I'm good. As long as I can get Dad to laugh. Every time. Ever since I was doing open mics, I say a little prayer, pump up, and then just leave it at that. Say a little prayer to me, my own little private spot, and then get on stage. And it seems to be working. I've never went on stage and forgotten about it. Even if I do 2 shows a night, I do one for the first show, one for the second show, and then just let it go. Trying to be original, trying to do something different because there's so many comics out there, and material is, like, we all see the same thing, and comedians' minds basically think alike. We'll both see something or have a little twist to it. But there's the black versus white, everybody can jump in on that. Men are different than women, and that's what I tried to stay away from because it's been done so, Richard, way back in the early 70s. So you want to keep it elevating up. If it's on a late show, if Jay Leno or David Letterman or Conan does it, then I tend to try to stay away from it because it's already out there. And for you to do it would just be, I seen that on Leno last night. And so if it's a topic that's big in the news, it's done. Across the country, it's done. Every comic has their take on it. It's already been tapped, and then in a week, it'll be gone. That you don't want to leave the stage. You still got to go through it, but their energy is gonna affect the show. At home, and that's about it. There were times when I would really be in trouble, and my mom tells this story still. I'm an adult now, but every time my wife and her wife, or my wife and everybody's together, she'll always tell this story like, I remember one time I was gonna spank you. You did something and I was gonna spank you, and you look back and you said, remember, you only got one son. And she, because I'm the only boy in the family, I've got 4 sisters, and she couldn't do it. So I don't remember it, but I was like, wow, even back then, I was good at, I'm gonna get inside your head and make this work for me. Coming from like working smaller venues to working with a big name headliner, I worked with Dave Chappelle, Wanda Sykes. They work arenas now, and you can't gauge what laughter is until it's like 15,000 plus. And when you get that laughter coming back at you, it's because it's on the speakers. You hear your voice, but then you hear this wave of, and it's just the first one. You want that, like that's what I want. I want to get bigger and bigger and bigger to where I've got my own 15,000 fan base, and but the thing is, a lot of them are down to earth. You would think they would be, nah, bring me this water. I don't. They'll sit out and hang out, and we talk. Enjoy this, man, because someday you're not going to be able to just go up on a show. You're going to be a name, and people want to see you. I was talking with Dave Chappelle, and he was telling me that. I was like, wow, I'm sitting in my green room getting advice from Dave Chappelle. And I understand it, because as you get, the more you go up, the more people expect you to be you. They don't understand that, I'm not like this all the time at the house. Sometimes I'm just sitting around, watching Judge Judy. Be you. Stay true to you. Do what makes you laugh. Don't replicate anybody you see on TV, because they've already done it. They're already there. You don't want to be that person. That formula apparently works. Find your voice, find who you are, and let people come to you. Say, I can relate to you. I think just like you do. But if you're doing somebody else, then they think like that person, and you're just a medium for it. Just be yourself. Whatever you think is funny, write that down, and then the people that think it's funny as well will laugh with you. And that's the best advice I can give anybody. They don't know, a lot of people don't know that there is a comedy club. There's 2 actual comedy clubs in Austin. In Austin, there's one downtown, the Velveeta Room, right by Esther's Follies. So you go there and you get good, those are up and coming comedians that you will see later. And they don't know that. A lot of people just see them later on when they're big or on a TV show, and they don't know, like, what, he started here? How come we never tap in? This is a mainstay for Austin comics. We come here every Sunday and do open mics, and people, there's a regular following that knows about it. But to get it out there, South by Southwest has got there's the stand-up venue we're doing with them, so that's incorporating the music scene and the comedy scene. They bring in some big names, which brings in, the Austin people. They go to see the show, and they see some people that they've seen at the open mic, like, wait, how's he on the show? He's like, well, because he's funny, and he lives right here where you live. So to get it out there, it's got to be, like, get out there and get on a TV show and say, hey, I'm from Austin, da-da-da, and, everybody will start to realize that Austin has a strong comedy community. Getting my TV credits together, getting my Letterman, my Leno, getting my actual TV set together. Not so much going up and having a good time. Actually working at comedy. You got to work at stand-up comedy. So that's my goal for this year, to actually work at it and become, like, not a crossover, but more marketable.